Hello and welcome to another episode of Startup Hustle Middle East. So in last week's episode, we were sitting with the founder of Joi, Ritesh Tilani, and he was telling us a story about how he started Joi. So this is the second part of the conversation. Make sure to go check out that first episode before listening to this one. So in this episode, we talk a little bit about how he decided to start Joi and some of the interesting campaigns they've done in terms of marketing. So enjoy the episode.
You reconnected with Alper, you said?
Alper. So Alper is my co-founder in Enhance. And I reconnected with him after having worked with him for 6 to 12 months. In Saudi, that too. So that's a bonding experience too.
Yeah, it's like, who are you going to talk to?
Half a year in Saudi. You get really close to whoever you're hanging out with most of your day.
6 months you spent in Saudi?
6 months in Saudi, yeah. And so we reconnected. We were discussing, what we wanted to do, and we he had already been toying with the idea of building this holding structure under which you could have multiple businesses, and I had also thought about that at one point. In fact, that's partly what Imina's model was as well, to share assets and resources.
I think it's the best way to. I mean, if you plan to start more than one company, it's best to have a holding company.
So that's just a legal structure, right?
Right.
But fundamentally, you want to have a portfolio of companies that are sharing assets and resources across the portfolio.
Yeah.
Because it's so difficult to build any single business on its own.
Yeah.
And whether it's the trade license, the finding the talent, the visa costs, the rent, the customer, the customer database.
Yeah.
For example, we acquire a new customer. Let's hypothetically say it costs $20 to acquire that customer. If you have a database of 100,000, that's $2 million worth of value that can easily be passed on to the next business for free overnight. Right? Rather than them spending the next 12 to 18 months building up that same kind of database that it costs $2 million.
No, it makes sense in terms of efficiencies and stuff as well.
And then also, the tools that you end up using, marketing tools, for example, there's a lot of trial and error. You try different things, you end up settling on 1 or 5 or whatever it is. But you find tools that work for you. Right? Every startup goes through the same journey. There's
experimentation phase.
Exactly. And things go wrong along the way. So, and then even things like the tech stack that you end up building. If you want to build an e-commerce platform, which off-the-shelf solution should you use? Should you build one custom, for example, right? Or
what
on
about
.NET?
your CRM?
So all of these questions and these paths that a founder would take, a lot of them make mistakes along the way. We find the right one and then reuse that approach for all of our businesses right after that. Even fundraising. We spend a lot of time raising money for individual businesses. What if you could raise once for a group as a whole? Yes, it might take longer, but you do it once.
And it also diversifies your investors' risk as well.
And your own.
Extent, yes.
And your own.
Well, our own, yes, but we're also putting in a lot of time and effort into multiple businesses as well, right? But there are ways to mitigate that risk. You hire a team around you, capable hands, and so on. So that was the approach that we took for Enhance. So again, we came together and we said we're going to launch something called Enhance. It enhances the lives of consumers in the Middle East. Right? We are quite a tech-savvy population in the Middle East. Especially in Saudi Arabia. They love shopping online. They consume content. They have the data plans, the highest I think internet penetration, or we definitely have the highest smartphone penetration in the world.
I
think Dubai has one of the highest in the world. It's not 2 per person, but
so
it's
like 1.5.
The UAE and Saudi Arabia are 2 of the top 3 in the world. South Korea is one of the other top 3.
In terms of mobile phone usage,
smartphone penetration. And that's one of the key indicators for how ready a population might be for a tech-based business for you to launch one there, right? So that was that's essentially what we wanted to do with Enhance. Now again, they're spending time and money online. They buy from Amazon and eBay and have stuff shipped to them. They just don't have enough places to buy from in the Middle East itself. Right? And a lot of people were saying at that time, even now to a certain extent, they say consumers don't like spending money online using credit cards. They want cash on delivery. It's nonsense. We're buying air tickets and booking hotels online with credit cards all the time. There's no cash on delivery there.
Exactly. Right? Exactly.
So, again, that's a separate battle altogether. Cash on delivery is something we offer as well.
Anyway,
the thing is that I think I would say that was true like 3 or 4 years ago. People were scared about putting their credit cards online, but I think it's changed a lot.
Yeah, you see how many people use like Apple Pay and you know.
Yeah, it's getting more integrated with banks are more accepting of online payments. You have new payment providers coming in.
PayPal is in the region, for example, as well. Apple Pay, exactly. Absolutely. So yes, people are definitely, I mean, not as averse to using credit cards online, but it's also, cash on delivery has convenience attached to it as well, right?
Yeah.
You can delay the commitment of taking on that purchase. Right? If you change your mind a day later, if you pay with credit cards, it's almost too late. Right? In some cases at least.
Does Joi accept cash on delivery?
We do, although and I'll explain. Well, I'll explain now. So no, the thing is, if I, for example, wanted to send you something for your birthday,
you can't take cash from me.
Well, exactly. So if I pay cash on delivery, it's not a gift anymore, right?
Exactly.
So I'll find you the
Thanks for the flowers, I guess.
I'm gonna get you the most expensive gift you've ever gotten and let you pay for it.
Right? So how does it even work?
So we basically, and this gets into what Enhanced did as the first business, but we'll come back to that. It's gifting essentially, and so we send our delivery guy to pick up cash from the sender, the person who placed the order, and then we collect the cash, and then we have the suppliers create the products, and then we deliver it to the recipient.
Okay.
Now, of course, this adds lag. It adds cost for us, but more importantly, it adds lag. So more delay essentially. So at the end of the day, when most people think about buying gifts, they usually think of it at the last minute.
Yes.
Like the day before, or maybe the same day.
That's exactly it. So
he bought my Valentine's Day gift from Joi Gifts at the last minute. Yes.
And I did it last
and
minute.
he made up for it big time. He got me the most ginormous teddy bear ever.
But how did you know that he ordered it at the last minute?
Because I called him and I said, this teddy bear is huge. What exactly are you guilty of? And he said, I ordered chocolates, but because I left it to the last minute, Joi compensated and gave the bigger teddy bear instead. Because it's Valentine's Day. You ran out of chocolates. I should show you this teddy bear. It really looks like, okay, Sid's cheating on me, that's it now.
That's what the colleagues were saying. They're like, who did he cheat on to send you that teddy bear?
They were like, this is a bit much, but I love it. I will bring it at the end of this video to just have the teddy bear sit next to us and be part of the podcast.
So this is a good point actually. Valentine's Day is our best day of the year in terms of how much business we get. It's also the worst day of the year in terms of logistics nightmare. So and if we take orders at the last minute, which it causes problems for us. We can't always have the items that we want to stock that you might want to buy. And so sometimes we have to offer alternatives to customers, as we did in your case.
No, I mean, I was surprised. Like, I don't think any other platform was allowing me to make a purchase.
So we want
and compensating with a bigger gift.
And the thing is that I think I bought a package where it was like flowers and chocolates. So they had the flowers but not the chocolates or something, and then they called me and they said like either we can compensate you or we can send a teddy bear. So I said okay, let's do the teddy bear. I didn't know it was going to be that big.
Well, we aim to
big overcompensate.
Yes.
We want you to look good.
He looked good.
You didn't need to tell her. You didn't need to tell her that you didn't pick out that teddy bear and pay for it.
No, when the gift didn't arrive at 4 p.m., I knew.
Well, again, so we could have turned. We do turn some customers away when it's too late, simply too late. But we try to accommodate as many as we can, even at the last minute, because we understand, like nobody else is taking orders, and we don't want.
This is your opportunity,
It's an opportunity for us, but more importantly, somebody turned to us is counting on us. We don't want to ruin their Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll do whatever we can to at least salvage it in some way.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes it means going above and beyond, and so be it, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So by the way, for the audience, Joi does a bunch of things. They do gifts, they do chocolates, and they do flowers, and they do singing telegrams as well.
That is my favorite.
Yeah, so they'll actually have somebody like go over to your office
and embarrass you.
And embarrass you in front of everybody and sing a song and all that. So if you guys are ever interested in
you should definitely do that.
So
for people you love and also for people you don't like very much.
We actually do have something for that as well.
Oh really?
Actually,
we send a really bad singer.
Actually, for April Fool's Day, we allowed you to order a box of nothing.
Oh really? That is smart.
For people you don't really love.
That is smart.
Like your ex, for example.
Oh wow.
I think I saw an ad for that.
Yeah.
Or something. You guys
that
had an
was
ad campaign.
amazing.
So the first April Fool's Day, we had organic gifts. Organic bouquets.
Okay.
And it was basically a bunch of carrots tied together.
No way.
Fully organic. And it's gluten-free, it's fat-free. It was great.
Oh my god.
So that was the first April Fool's. The second April Fool's Day, we had, again, the box of nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were thinking about these glitter bombs.
Okay.
That would have been a bit too much.
That would have been fun. I would like to see some people glitter bombed.
And then we've actually had some really fun campaigns as well. So actually, just to back up before we get into that stuff.
Let's talk about Enhance.
Well, so Enhance, again, we basically go after B2C vertical marketplaces. The theory there is you build up a database for B2C first, right? For one business. And then if you stick to B2C, you can reuse that database. That's worth a lot of value, right? Also there you can build a brand that has that consumers have affinity towards.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's something that we really wanted to do. Now, verticals also, we focus on a niche or a vertical, specific sector that is underserved in some way.
Yeah.
If you go after horizontal marketplaces, there are enough players doing that now. Anyway, and it takes a lot more capital to be able to do it well and to really compete with the souks and the noons of the world, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think you have to be focused on a niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we did. And we looked at a whole bunch of different verticals and we found a few that had massive gaps.
Okay.
Right? And
but did gifting have a massive gap?
Yes,
there's
because
a ton of gifting e-commerce space. Okay,
not
very
specifically
similar.
Gifting.
Okay,
no,
so
not specifically gifting. Actually, I'll correct myself. There's a ton of flower online delivery. Yeah, you're right.
So now the funny thing is, they also have balloons and cakes and things like that. The fact that they picked to have the word flower in their name, consumers automatically identify them as just a flower
delivery.
Company. Exactly. Now, the other litmus test is when you ask people, where do you go online to buy gifts?
Yeah.
So,
there was no loyalty to...
Exactly. So like if you ask them, where do you go online to buy food? They'd say Talabat, they'd say Food on Click, Zomato, and so on, right? Where do you go to buy clothes online? Namshi. Where do you buy electronics? Souk. When you ask them, where do you go online to buy gifts? They say Google.
Yeah.
The minute they say Google, there's an opportunity
there's a space.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think apart from that, you guys stand out from the competition in terms of your branding, in terms of the execution. Like the other players in the market aren't really executing at the same level, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, Joi was also the first company we considered for corporate gifts. For end of year Christmas gifts at the agency, because we wanted nice premium chocolates and stuff.
So this is the key, right? So we asked people, what do you look for in a gifts company, right? So and a lot of things that we heard, and we felt these problems ourselves as well. As senders of gifts, we usually forget and we remember either the day before or the day of. That's actually almost about 2/3 of our business is for today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? So we had to make sure that whoever we worked with was able to deliver the products, had enough in stock basically for us to be able to deliver today or tomorrow. We had to make sure we had delivery same day, right? within 4 hours
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Logistically difficult, right?
Yeah.
So yes, it is, but again, we'll worry about how to solve the problems later. Let's first find out what the problems are.
For
and then
sure.
the other problem was great quality gifts. So we had to make sure that there was quality control, and we work with the best suppliers across the different categories. A lot of people said variety of gifts. So flour is great. What about everything else?
Yeah.
We have cakes, we have cupcakes, chocolates. We have unique gifts like bracelets and necklaces and paintings and whatnot, and then experiences as well. So spa treatments and yoga classes and Ferrari World tickets and so on, right? So the breadth didn't exist on most sites. The other thing we heard was brands.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be able to buy Godiva online.
Exactly, we got Godiva.
Right? You can't find that anywhere else. You know, Godiva now starts selling them online, but even there you can only buy Godiva. So that was actually the next point that it brings me to as well. So aside from the brands, like we have Godiva, we have Magnolia Bakery, we have Armani Dolce, we have edible arrangements, some of the best brands that you can imagine. Most of our competitors don't have a single one of them, let alone all of them. Right? And then people said, I also want to be able to order not just flowers, not just cakes, but flowers and cakes together, or flowers and balloons.
Yeah.
Right? You know, as you wanted for flowers and chocolates for Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah.
So I want a one-stop shop which allows me to buy from a variety of different categories across brands, bundled together, delivered at the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
So you have to figure out the logistics of that as well. You have different vendors.
And you guys do the singing telegrams.
Well, so that was the next step was...
you didn't launch with singing telegrams.
We actually did.
You did?
Yeah.
I think it was initially they launched, and that was one of the differentiators.
In fact, the first so we call them agents of joy because they're on a mission to spread happiness, right? Special agents. The first agent that we interviewed, I actually auditioned him. I asked him to sing in the interview.
No
really?
Right? And that was our first agent, our driver that we hired, and he could sing. Right? That was because we wanted to launch with Singing Telegrams. So the other thing that we wanted to do was essentially provide an experience.
Right.
When you receive a gift, it is a special moment. Whenever somebody receives a gift, right, it puts a smile on your face. Right? And it's a moment that you might not forget. And you might smile at least for a few seconds, even if it's from somebody you don't like. Right? But for those few seconds, you appreciate it. Until you find out who's from.
This was.
But it has to be nicely packaged. The person who delivers it has to be presentable as well.
Yes, for sure.
I could have, not to badmouth any of my friends who work at the courier companies, but a random courier company that delivers a gift, the guy might not look very presentable. He might not have shaved. He doesn't look happy. He smells. He's not.
You want to think about the whole experience, right?
Exactly. So our guys are dressed in nice concierge-style uniforms.
That's pretty cool.
And they're wearing a waist jacket, and they're wearing this hat.
And good branding.
And the nice purple color, which is very premium, elegant, right? And not only that, they're trained to make you feel special. So they make eye contact, they smile, they wear deodorant, which is important in August, for example.
For sure.
It gets hot in the bifolks.
And they'll wish you a happy birthday, and then they'll also sing for you if that's what the sender wanted. Right? So that's cool. The whole experience. And when we deliver these experiences in offices, for example, all of your colleagues will stop and they might sing along. They'll definitely take out their phones and they'll take pictures and videos and Instagram about it. Hopefully they tag us and tell all their friends as well. So by design, it's almost viral in nature.
Right? For sure.
But so that again is the offering, right? So now what we wanted to do with the singing telegrams and everything, we started off with Happy Birthday, then we added love ballads as well, so Nat King Cole's LOVE. For Christmas we had them dress up as Santa Claus and sing jingle bells in offices and homes around town. And so that's kind of expanded from that. Now we're adding more songs as well. And our guy in Abu Dhabi, for example, can even play the guitar. So that is an experience that we give as well. So it's great in that sense, and we've gotten amazing reception from the market, and people love it. Yesterday at My Friends, Your Friends, we had giveaways with the gourmet chocolates from Belgium, from the luxury chocolates, And we had one of our guys on stage to give them away and also give a demonstration of what.
And he sang really well. Yeah, for sure.
So we actually, funny thing is, one of our investors, his wife is a soprano, and she sings at places like Dubai Opera. She's one of the leading sopranos in the region. And so she came into the office one day to train our delivery agents on things like pitch and tone and stage presence. Absolutely, they actually are.
Wow, that's awesome.
So this is an example of where one of our investors, loves us so much, and he or she adds value in other ways. Not just about the money. Right? You want to create value in other ways. So that's the business today. Now we're live in 5 countries. UAE, Saudi, Jordan, Oman, Bahrain.
Which is your biggest
countries?
Market?
Yeah. And
Saudi as in anywhere in Saudi?
No, so we have 17 cities. It's a very city-focused business. Because we have suppliers in each city. They prepare the products. We don't stock anything. They prepare it just in time as the order comes in and the time approaches to deliver it. And we go pick up and we deliver it.
You do logistics and you do delivery fulfillment.
Now, we start off with our key cities when it comes to delivery. As we get more volume in the other cities, then we start investing in having our own van and delivery agents there as well. With the branding and everything.
And which is your highest best performing market?
Well, we have a number of markets that perform really well. So our 4 key markets are Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Riyadh, and Jeddah. Right? 2 of the biggest in each of the 2 biggest countries. Right? So those are our key markets, and they're all our markets are growing healthily. Which is nice. And we're now expanding. So we have 17 cities today. We're launching our 6th country next week, Lebanon. So that'll be 17. And then we're also launching Cairo next month. Which is now, we're at the end of November. So in December, we're launching in Cairo. And so that's exciting. And we have had an office in Cairo for quite some time where we did a lot of back office stuff. So, customer care, we did copywriting, we did data entry, technology development as well, and so
all in Cairo.
That team is in Cairo?
Yes. And so we've had a team on the ground there, but we haven't had consumer-facing operations. We haven't gone live there. Now we feel like it's a good time to do that. Cairo is a very different market when it comes to basket size, for example. Basket size is smaller, but volumes are much bigger.
It's a huge market.
Exactly. So we wanted to make sure that we targeted the GCC first, and then some other markets that are similar, where there's a massive diaspora from Lebanon here, for example, in the GCC. So we're live in the GCC. When we go live in Lebanon, the customers we already have who have family back home can start using us even more. Right? So that's the benefit of, there's a network effect as we launch more cities as well.
So do you have customers buying from here for one of your other markets as well?
So we have, for example, I have Jordanian friends, and they use us to gift their moms and dads and brothers and sisters back in Jordan, in Oman.
What about India?
So we've considered India at some point, but that's again a very different market. Even when compared to, so there's levels of difference, right? There's the GCC, then there's Levant, then there's Egypt, and then there's India.
Right? Fair enough.
So who knows? We've explored the Indian market. It is interesting. I don't think we're ready for it yet. At some point we might be, and we might launch in India.
Well, I really struggled getting flowers for my mother-in-law for her birthday, because the problem with most Indian flower websites or gifting websites and stuff is that you need an Indian credit card. So that's why
they don't have cash on delivery.
Mom, pay for the flowers.
So look, the one thing that we consistently heard from everybody was, we cannot trust the vendors that exist today, right? We want somebody that focuses on quality. And that is something that we focused on from day one. Right? And if a customer has a bad experience, we give them money back. Right? So cashback guarantee and so on. We do everything that we possibly can to go out of our way to make sure that the recipient has a great experience and they're happy. Right?
Your name is Joi.
Exactly. Exactly. So when somebody calls themselves flower something.ae,
I know which one you're talking about. The one that retargets you like crazy and has no frequency capping. Seriously, I don't want to see your ad 15 times. Okay, flower-.ae.
I think we were accidentally doing that at some point as well. We heard from our friends the feedback, so we figured out what we were doing wrong.
No, I don't think you're notorious with retargeting.
Retargeting?
Yeah.
I haven't seen too much. Because I've been on this site a couple of times.
Yeah, exactly. They're not. You have to frequency cap it.
For the audience, retargeting is when an ad follows you around on the internet. So like you go to a website and you start seeing the ads everywhere. That's retargeting. So.
At the same time, I mean, they're building up massive brand recall. So it does work too, by the way.
Yeah, but you have to frequency cap it.
Yeah,
it's too annoying otherwise.
If you don't, this is what we don't want. We don't want people to be annoyed.
Exactly.
That creates a negative.
You just want to remind them.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And you want to remind them at an opportunity which is timely. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Coming up to a major gifting occasion, for example, or the difficult part is
seasonality.
Well, not just that. So if you gift her on her birthday, right? We know that 52 weeks later there's another occasion for you to gift her.
Yeah.
Right. So identifying, the time when you should target them as well.
Yeah.
So I think an email or something is not intrusive. I don't think retargeting is bad either, but the frequency cap.
Yeah.
I think we do retargeting on a jar card too, but we try to not like overburden people with
Anyway, we digress.
So come back to the name, right? So if you call yourself, and there's a few of them, so I'm not thinking about any one particular one, right? So something flower.a or flower something.a, your promise to your customers is, we'll give you flowers. And I'm sure they're good.
Yeah.
Right? Our promise is, we're going to create joy.
Yeah. It's a much bigger promise.
It could be through flowers, it could be through balloons, it could be through anything, right?
Yeah.
But the ultimate goal is to spread happiness. That's what we do. So with every order we get, we make 2 people happy. That is why we started this business.
Yeah.
Right, partly. Aside from the fact that there's a major opportunity there as well.
And you can make tons of money.
So this is the first business of Enhance.
Yeah. So
and are you working on others as well?
We actually are.
Okay.
So
can you talk about it?
We've. I guess I can talk about the second one because it's close enough to launch.
Okay.
Right. How soon is this going to go live?
In a week.
Probably on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so essentially what we do is we focused on the last on Joi for the last 2.5 years to lay the foundation. Right. The first business we always knew up front was going to take the longest to build. We're going to make all the mistakes with that one business. We're going to do everything right eventually.
You want to collect data.
The database as well for the customers and everything as well. The right tools, the right team. That's difficult too, right, to identify. And with that, we're then going to launch the second business and the third business in quick succession and so on, right? So now we're close to launching the second business.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but it is in a vertical that is under-addressed today.
Okay.
Nobody's doing it right. And it is somewhat complementary to Joi as well.
Okay.
So we can take advantage of a lot of the assets that we have there. Right? So...
you did tell me a little bit about it. Sorry, Zoe wants
That's for your ears only then.
Yeah. And Zoe wants to join the podcast too. She's very curious about the second business.
So that's all you're going to tell us? Give us a general idea.
He has given us a general idea. The problem is it's too general. Underexplored
it's coming very soon.
territory.
All you need to do is go to enhance.online. And you will see what it is soon enough. But at the end of the day, though, it is leveraging a lot of the infrastructure we already have. So delivery, for example, we're going to use our delivery fleet. We have some vendors that we could use for the Joi platform as well. That we'll use for the second platform. And we're targeting the same customers as well. And we're also going to focus heavily on B2B. So even with Joi, in fact, we do B2B as you know, in Tonic, of course. And corporates have a massive need for gifts for their customers, for loyalty, for their employees, to engage with them, to reward them for their commitment and their hard work, birthday celebrations with the cakes and so on, and so even flowers for the workplace. right? So we offer that as well, subscription based. If you go to the Do,
oh really, you do that too?
And plants and everything
Do
too?
store in Salam Tower, their flagship store.
Yeah.
You'll see flowers there in the living room environment they've created to demonstrate their products and services.
They're
from Joi.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah, so
and you do like plants and stuff as well?
We do plants as well, yes.
Oh, nice.
So
Cool. Yeah, cool. Awesome. So, is there anything else that you want to add about Joi?
One thing that I could probably share that I think your audience might love is we love it. We really enjoy doing it. Is the marketing campaigns that we've done over the years.
Actually, I did have a question about the collaboration with Kareem.
So we've had these marketing campaigns that we were quite proud of, and we like to think we've been very creative with, and have helped set us apart as well. So with Kareem, we love the Kareem folks. They're friends of ours, and we went to them and said, "Hey guys, we should do something together, right?" Both of our brands are very similar in the sense that it's not just about moving people from A to B or delivering a gift from person A to person B, and that's that, right?
Yeah.
We're creating a positive experience that people remember. And when they think of your brand, you want them to smile, right, and come back to you and so on, right? So that's what we do as well. And why don't we do something together? So we came up with the idea for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
You could actually order a singing Cupid through the Kareem app. So in the Kareem app, there's a new car type.
Okay.
And it's a singing Cupid.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Exactly. So you could, pick her to have a singing Cupid sent to, and one of our guys would show up and sing a love ballad to her on Valentine's Day.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
And deliver to you through Kareem.
Okay.
And it was fantastic. We had, the people in the Oracle office got to experience it when somebody's wife had one sent over to the husband who works there.
No way.
We had an entire team order one for one of their colleagues to prank him. We had a full-grown man singing to another full-grown man. That's awesome. In an office, and everyone's laughing and clapping.
If you guys do this again, I totally want to prank one of my friends.
Yeah, but you've given it away now. Maybe we edit that out.
But your colleagues don't know yet.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's still going to be embarrassing.
That's true.
Because all the attention's going to be. So no matter how well prepared you are, the fact that there's so much attention focused on you is embarrassing.
Yeah.
I don't think you know me very well.
We'll have to test this out, I think. So we did that for Valentine's Day. That was a lot of fun, and we got a lot of great feedback from people. People loved it. Right? Again, they were Instagramming about it and tagging us and things like that.
No, that's very cool.
And then we also did another campaign where we said to ourselves, our loved ones, we celebrate them one day a year.
Yeah.
And it's called their birthday. Right. What about the other 364 days of the year? We should do something to show them that we love them on those days as well. And so what we did there was we came up with this campaign called the Fake Birthday.
Okay.
And so you can nominate a friend or family member on a day other than their actual birthday.
Okay.
And we would show up in a very public space, 5 or 10 of us.
Okay.
With party hats and
5
drums
or 10 of you.
and guitar, and sing happy birthday at the top of our lungs.
Why have you not done this for me yet? I am obsessed with my birthday.
Are you guys still doing this?
Yeah, but it's not your birthday on that day when we do it.
I know, but I'm very sad about the fact that it's a birthday. So generally I get a birth month. So the whole month is a celebration, and I talk about it 4 months before the birthday.
Yeah, I think your work cut out for you.
Yeah. I'm not generally high maintenance about birthdays. I mean birth months.
Yeah,
I am.
Literally she'll start as soon as my birthday is in Feb and hers is in August. So as soon as my birthday gets over, she starts talking about her birthday.
Yeah.
So it's a good 6 months of the build up.
Yeah.
Wow.
To the birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
You say you're not high maintenance.
I'm not high maintenance about.
She's just super excited about it.
I just love my birthday. I feel like it means that the child in me is still alive. So.
Sure, whatever helps you sleep better.
Well, okay.
So anyway, so we
I like this fake birthday
the thing
idea.
is, so it wouldn't work so well on you because the goal here is one to confuse
embarrass.
you.
Yeah.
Because first you're like, but it's not my birthday. Maybe you meant someone else,
Yeah,
right? Are you sure it's me?
Yeah.
And then you get really embarrassed because everybody's watching.
Yeah.
Right? So, and we capture all of this on video and upload it to social media.
Yeah, of course.
Nice.
Right?
Nice.
So we had a lot of fun with that. The first one that we did, the very first one, I called up my friend Khalid Al-Amri, who's a social media influencer.
Yeah, I follow
Amazing.
him. Cool.
There you go. So
yeah.
you know
Good
he's an amazing,
sport. Yeah.
genuinely good human being, right?
Yeah.
Who does a video a day and always has a positive message attached to that video. And so I love him for that. And I said, you know, who better to call than him, who's spreading smiles every day himself.
Yeah.
Right? So I called him up and I said, hey buddy, do you have anybody you want to prank?
Okay.
We're launching this campaign, you know, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what, I have the perfect person. Dina Al-Sharif, who also happens to be an influencer. And he said, you know, she's designing our new home. I have a meeting with her next week with my wife Salama. You know, why don't we schedule it and you guys show up before we do and prank her.
Okay.
Right? So
I
we
think
did.
I saw that by the way.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. We did it. We got on video. Then Khalid and Salama show up and the video continues and it's hilarious and
Awesome.
and Dina loved it and she said best day of my life. And,
Oh my God.
you know, and then we have her
Nice.
nominate someone at the end of the video as well and keep
Okay.
it suspense as to who it is.
Yeah.
And so that was a huge success. We did it again with Sarah Al Madani
Yeah.
and Andrea Zoya, who are both
Okay.
friends of mine as well.
Okay.
And so anyway, so it was a lot of fun, and we accomplished our goal of spreading smiles. Everybody who watched that video, I can't imagine a single person watching that video and not smiling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. So
Awesome.
so that was another fun campaign, and then for Eid. We had, actually before I get to that, so for Ramadan, this one was not supposed to be a fun campaign. It was supposed to be a positive one with a message and some good attached to it that we tried to do. So you could actually order a gift basket online. It's not just your traditional gifts, it's essentials that are then shipped to, for example, somebody who lives in a labor camp.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And these people work hard and they haven't necessarily experienced the same kind of luxuries that we have.
Sure.
So last year we had delivered cupcakes
Okay.
to them. This
Nice.
year we did baskets of essentials, but in both cases it was a stranger, one of our customers who came to our website who could order these baskets or these cupcakes for another stranger who they didn't know.
Okay.
Right? And somebody who hadn't experienced this or could
You
really use.
facilitated that.
We facilitate that. So the product comes from us and we deliver it to them. And when we deliver it, here's what we did differently than what you might have heard in the past from other such initiatives. When we deliver it, we actually capture that experience.
That's important.
So that we get a video of them receiving the gift and the smile that's put on their face thanks to the gift. Thanks to the gift that was bought by
a stranger.
a complete stranger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then we send that video or that picture back to the person who actually bought it.
Yeah, that's
So
important.
it comes full circle and there's a
That's
sense
cool.
of fulfillment.
Yeah.
And there's you actually that action you
It's
took.
a validation.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you took that action and this is the result of that action.
That's cool.
So that really, I mean, they do feel a sense of fulfillment and they feel like they did something good and made a difference in somebody's life, right?
Yeah, no,
So
I like that.
so we did that and that was great as well. And we try to do things like this from time to time, give back to the community and so on. And then the other thing we did where there was also a social angle involved, but also a lot of fun, was for Eid this year in August, we wanted to allow people to order a sheep online.
No
for
way.
sacrifice.
No way.
Great. Now, turns out it's a little more complicated when it comes to logistics.
I would
of
imagine.
transporting a live sheep and then sacrificing it on the spot in your backyard, for example, right?
Yeah.
Also, we didn't necessarily want to slaughter animals.
Yeah.
And so what we said was, why don't we go to one of our suppliers, Chateau Blanc, which is an amazing bakery. They make the best cakes, and they've won awards, for example, for their wedding cakes.
Okay.
So, and they make these great theme cakes as well. So we said to them, can you make us a cake in the shape of a sheep?
Okay.
Okay.
Right? And they said, you know what, that's easy.
Yeah.
Of course we can. And we said, okay, can you make it life size? Right, we're talking like this big.
Okay.
And also, let's make it as realistic as possible. And they said, no problem.
Oh, really?
Oh my god.
And they got started. Now, then we said, well, you know what will be really cool? This is Dubai, right?
Yeah.
So let's put 22 karat edible gold on the horns and the hooves.
Oh my god. Of course you have to buy it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so represent.
And how many and how many of these?
So we made one as a prototype that we could, showcase on our website and list and try to sell. Now the challenge was we came up with this idea very close to Eid.
Okay.
And it takes 4 to 5 days to make this cake.
Okay.
Okay.
We had a whole team of people working on this round the clock.
Yeah.
And so while we wanted to sell this cake online, and we also said, okay, so we're listing it for almost 10,000 dirhams.
Whoa.
Right?
Okay.
And any money that we make from this, we're going to give it away to charity for orphans.
Okay.
That was the plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to sell cakes because it was too close to Eid.
Yeah.
But now we have a great idea that we can repeat in the future as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And
what did you do? You did produce one though.
Yes.
So you had one buyer?
No, so that was the one that we actually we
Used to
displayed
showcase,
in
yeah.
Media One
Yeah.
Hotel, in fact.
Oh no way.
Funny story attached to that as well. I met with the GM in the morning. He loved it, and he said, "You know what? We'd love to have it in the lobby,
Yeah.
and let's run a competition. Let's have people take selfies with the sheep cake,
Okay.
which we called Basil." I'm glad you guys got it. Yeah.
Of course. Listen, I'm in marketing, and that's pretty
So,
cool.
in fact, one of our investors, his name is also Basil, and
No
he
way.
got a real kick out of it. He's
Yeah.
very happy to hear that we named him after
Yeah.
our investor. So anyway, now he said, let's have people take selfies and use a hashtag, and then we'll pick a winner and we'll give them a weekend stay with a breakfast for 2 in the Media
cool.
One Hotel. And so really funny story.
Yeah.
We brought it in, 4 people carrying it, and it's 100 kilos, right? This
my
cake, it feeds
God.
70 to 80 people. And we put it in the lobby, prime location. You walk into Media One, you can't ignore it.
Okay.
It's right in your face,
Okay.
right? We had to put a cordon around it.
Yeah, of
Rope.
course.
So then, as I was leaving after we'd taken a bunch of pictures of the cake to put online, I was like, damn, this cake smells so good. I wish I could have a piece of it right now. And then I said, crap, if I can smell it, does that mean it's melting?
Oh.
So because it was August and
Yeah.
because Media One doesn't have double doors,
Oh.
every time
it
someone walked
melted?
in, a gust of hot air came in with it,
Yeah.
with that person.
Damn, man.
And it started to melt bit by bit.
Uh-huh.
And so we went and touched it and we're like, shit, it is melting. So we had to move it back to Chateau Blanc.
Okay.
And it was on display there for a while.
Okay.
And they created mini-me's of the cake as well. And there's a
Okay.
lot of, so those sold.
Okay.
So anyway, so that was a really fun campaign. And Dubai Eye found out about this.
Okay.
And they asked me to come on Business Breakfast and talk
Oh,
about
nice.
it. So I was on the radio talking about a sheep cake. that we actually... Yes.
Was it with Richard?
So exactly, Richard and
Richard.
and Brandy.
Okay.
So that was a lot of fun, and then Love in Dubai picked it up as well.
Oh, nice.
And then Watson picked it up. Golf
So
News,
you got
Zawiya.
coverage from a campaign that never actually ran.
Well, it
No,
did
it
run
did
in the
run.
sense that we had a sheep cake that we created.
Yeah.
But they didn't,
Yeah.
didn't
But
but
you
they
didn't.
made it.
Yeah.
Fine.
No,
It
but
was-
really good earned media.
Yeah, absolutely,
You know?
and it didn't cost us a thing.
Yeah.
Right? And our partners, Chateau Blanc, they got amazing exposure out of it too.
Yeah.
Right. So they love us for it. And now, if we ever go back to them, and we're working on something, we go back to them and say we have another idea.
And it's
They're
crazy
willing to work
ambitious.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll say, tell us whatever you need.
Yeah.
And they've said this to us. Just let us know what you need. We're game.
Yeah.
Right? Because now we figured out a formula that works really well. That gets us a lot of great exposure. That people again see. Joy, and they associate it with fun and happiness and
Yeah.
cool stuff and creativity and,
quirkiness.
crazy.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So these are the kind of adjectives we want people to think of when they think of joy.
No, that's
Right.
awesome. That's
So,
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are going to do something for charity for orphans, for example. We'll come up with new campaigns in the future. That's something that I feel very passionately about. Giving back again. Like I dedicated 2 years of my life and my entire life savings to empower people to do something good for the community. So that is something that we'll always do with Joi. Might not necessarily be core to what we do like it was with CareZone, but it'll be much more sustainable and scalable. Because the core is sustainable and we will sprinkle social causes around it. Right. So then we can do it on a bigger scale. So that's the learning that I got from having done CareZone and now doing Joi as well.
That's great.
Amazing. Man. No, the marketing campaign sounds super cool. I think before we end, if you have just one tip for a founder, because you have been on the VC side, if you have one tip for a founder who's pitching to a VC, what would that be?
Well, there's a few different stages at which I would give advice. You asked, what are the pieces of advice, the one big piece of advice that I would give to entrepreneurs. So again, depending on which stage you're at. So the very first stage is, the idea stage. Don't do something that you think will make you money. Do something that you feel very passionately about. Because I meet entrepreneurs all the time. I mentor a ton of entrepreneurs. I judge at startup competitions. I invest as well as an angel now. And I am a serial entrepreneur myself. And so I meet others in the ecosystem all the time. And one thing that always shines through is passion. And the other thing that always shines through is lack of passion, if there's no passion there. Right? And it's very easy to pick up on that. And to me, if somebody is not passionate about what they're doing, that is less likely to succeed. It's less likely to...
It's like a flag,
Yeah, it is a red flag to me. So passion is everything. If you don't have passion for whatever it is that you're doing, you're not going to put in the hours, take the kind of risks and do it for the vision that you have. You're doing it just because you think it'll give you financial gain of some sort, and that's not good enough.
And I think a lot of startups, it's a long time before you see any significant financial gain.
It's kind of a paradox, right? I say, cut your losses and move on if you don't see yourself getting traction, but at the same time, you're not going to succeed unless you give it time and you make those sacrifices and take that risk. So it's a balancing act. And you don't know exactly, yes, I might be walking away from something that's at the inflection point now, right? You're always going to have that in the back of your mind. When you have passion, you're more likely to wait until that inflection point. If you are going to hit it. There's other ways to ensure that then there is an inflection point coming at some point. Right? But to wait until you hit that point, you need passion. You need patience. Right? And so that's the early stage founders. Later stage when you're pitching, negotiate from a position of power. You said it yourself, right? Don't go to investors when you need money. Start building those relationships well in advance so that you're on their radar first of all. And the first impression that you form is one that is positive, and they see you as somebody that is strong, that knows what they're doing, that plans in advance. Right? It takes the time to build that relationship and shares information along the way, keeping the investor up to date with progress.
What's going on,
right? And so investors look very favorably upon that because they're in the loop, they're informed, and they know that when the time comes to invest in this founder, right?
They already feel like they've been a part of the business. So they're part of the journey,
and more importantly, they're also going to have access to information even after that. And this founder who has come to them when he didn't need money and is taking their feedback will continue to take their feedback, and it makes the investor feel valued as well, that they're shaping that venture and the journey that it's going to take. The future, right?
So don't be a pregnant woman looking for a husband.
You've been dying to say that.
Well done. Exactly.
Perfect timing. On that note, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I think Zoe really enjoyed it. I think we really ought to bring that massive teddy bear from Joi Gifts.
Massive teddy bear?
You know where it is, right?
Yeah, I know where it is.
Yeah.
So Zoe, I hope you learned something for your next startup.
She did. She really did. She was sleeping through most of it.
Because she already knew what we were saying.
Exactly. She's a very wise dog. But yeah. No, but thanks a lot, and yes. So let's.
It still has the Joy tag on it.
Yeah. So, and Zoe loves this teddy bear.
So for all you audio listeners, this is a giant size teddy bear, almost the same size as Mamta.
Yes. Yeah, it was sitting opposite me. Yeah.
And,
Zoe's barking at the teddy bear. Yeah.
And for those of you guys who don't know who Zoe is, it's our dog who's also been around this podcast recording.
Yes. Yep.
So follow us, give us a rating if you enjoyed this, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're on YouTube, by the way, so if you want to watch the video version of this podcast, you can see it on YouTube. And thanks to Ritesh for coming on the podcast.
Thank you very much for having me. I had fun.
We'll include all your links. We'll include links to Joi. So
yeah, check out Joi Gifts. It's definitely the best place.
That's joigifts.com.
That's
joigifts.com.
That's correct. Bye.
Alright, see you guys. Bye.
Keep on hustling.
Absolutely.